Namaskar, hello and good afternoon. Very warm welcome to all our viewers and listeners in this live phone-in session of CIT NCERT. I'm Renu Bhatt with you all, and you are watching us live on our live streaming on YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official. Dear learners, this is our special session, special hour of webinar where we come up with so many different and useful topics related to ICT. But as you already know, in this at the last week of every month, we conduct online series training modules. And today is 24th of January, and this is our first day of the online training program on teaching learning through learning management system, LMS. As usual, it's a 5-day training program. You can also participate in this and get certified. So give you more details about this, we have a couple of our experts with us, but before we meet them, let me tell you the topic of this session. Our topic of this session is learning management system, policy perspective, concept, need and scope. As I already told you, we have joined by our couple of experts. Let's meet them now. You are Dr. Angel Ratnabai. You are Assistant Professor from CIT NCERT. Very warm welcome, ma'am. And we have our another expert. You are Dr. Biju K. You are Assistant Professor from Department of Education, Central University of Tamil Nadu. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And before we begin our session, let me give some certain information to all our viewers and learners so that they can participate in this live phone-in session, as their participation is very important for us. You can mail us, you can call us, and you can either drop a comment also, dear learners. You can call us at our telephone number, that is 8800-440-559. Either you can drop a mail at our email address, that is training.helpdesk@cit.nic.in. And in case, as you have joined us through our live streaming, that means you are on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official itself. Go to the live chat box and drop your comment out there. Our expert will be happy to answer all your queries and questions. So, ma'am, Angel ma'am, without wasting much of our time, let's begin this session. I would like you to begin this session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ms. Renu, and very good evening to everyone who is part of this live training session. And as you are aware, every month the last week is for online training, and we are doing a series of online training. And today we are going to start the training on learning management system, which we are all aware of. And some of you are joining like randomly during the training. So I just would like to first give you an input about our training plans and where you should look for the further trainings, and even for the details of this training where you should look. So let me share my screen so where you can go and find the information. Some of you must have come across this program through our Facebook or through other social media handles, and some from your own instant messengers from your friends or colleagues or so much. But you can always keep watching us in the website of us. You can just go to Google, type CIET. So some of you have also got stuck up in this place where it was showing some error. It is just due to some security issue for only one day. It will be resolved shortly. But when you are coming to this page, if you are stuck up here, kindly click on Advanced and then just scroll it down. You will be able to see proceed to CIT unsafe. Though it is written as unsafe, don't feel unsafe. It is a safe environment. It is just only the certificate issue is to be resolved. So don't bother about it. Just click on proceed to CIT in an unsafe environment. So once you come on this page, there is a thing called event. When you see the tab event, you will be having a different list where it says workshops and training. Click on that. Whenever your web page gets stuck up here, you can just click on Advanced, move to the Proceed CIT. It's not just for the CIT website. Any website you get stuck up, it's just a technical issue which you can resolve yourself. So please land up on this page. You can keep seeing the current activities which will be updated here. Accordingly to that, you can keep watching the sessions. So right now we are in the online training. So let's move on to the page. Right. So you can see here all the details of this training. Everyone is expected to do a registration. So kindly register yourself using this link, or then you also have to attend this complete live session. So you have to come to NCRT YouTube channel and attend the session, or by today, like within next 10 minutes, you will get an updated playlist link. So this is a shortcut for you to access the thing. You can just save this playlist in your phone so that you need not search for our live sessions. Once you click on this, you will get all the 5 sessions of this training program here. So just wait for the link to be updated. As the training starts, it will be updated here. And after that, for 5 days, this link will remain same. You can keep using the same link where you can get access to all the 5 days session. And at the end of this training session, there will be a post-session quiz. Only those who participate in the quiz and score 70% above will get a certificate. So you will be getting the post-session quiz link only on the last day of the training. After our training gets over by 5 p.m., the link will be updated in this place. You can keep watching and please keep seeing the information regarding the date of opening, closing, and all, where you will get the certificate. Every detail will be updated in this place once the quiz link is also updated. And on the last day, kindly fill your feedback form also. This is not just for this particular training. You can keep only please bookmark this page so that you will be able to keep looking and getting all the details of the online training which we are going to conduct every month. So you can just bookmark this page and keep it with yourself. Now coming to today's session, we are going to start with the first day on what is learning management system and why we should use it. And we also wanted to understand about, is there different learning management systems and how it will be useful for us. And in the coming days, we are going to more learn about really using a learning management system with demonstration, and you can do the hands-on practice daily, so that by end of 5th day, you will get oriented towards using at least one learning management system. What does NEP talks about learning management system? National Policy on Education, National Educational Policy talks about digital education, wherein it also talks about strengthening every existing portal to provide digital education. As we are aware, this pandemic has brought in a situation where we are not able to meet each other in the classroom, and students are really lacking in their learning process, because of which teachers are also trying to use all the available technologies to reach to the student. Many of us are using a lot of video conferencing tools. Whatever is possible in our hand, we are using it. But can the whole learning process be brought in one system? That is where the national policy recommends to use the tools and platforms which are available to provide a comprehensive or a holistic learning environment for the student. So we have already few platforms which are there with few features, but it doesn't insist only one platform. Whichever learning management system is comfortable for us, which is convenient and which is easy for us to start with, a teacher can start using the learning management system. So that is what National Educational Policy recommends, that we need to make use of the portals and the tools for enriching the learning experiences. When we also look at the policy, it also talks that for class students of class 9 to 12, above class 6, there can be online courses given. So learning management system doesn't only support you to run your regular classes, it not only supports you to give an online education during this pandemic, but even after pandemic, you can use learning management system in a blended approach, which is also insisted in the national policy. If we read through the main parameters which has been insisted, one of the thing is about the blended learning approach. So we talk about flipped learning, we talk about blended learning, but there are tools that needs to support us to provide such learning. So one such tool would be the learning management system, which can help you to have a record of all the resources, also provide an experience of interaction. It also gives a space where you can have assessment and disseminate resources. So it's not just having one WhatsApp group to send a message to parents, one another group to send the resource to the students, one another online session where you just do the assessment, but all in one is what we call as learning management system. So today we are going to learn more about what it is as a concept, and also to know what scope we have in our system to use learning management system. So I request Dr. Biju to take over and then enlighten everyone who's attending this session about the learning management system as a concept, what it is, and also to tell us about what is the scope of using as an individual teacher. Yes, Dr. Biju.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Angel. Now, you were bringing the perspective what exactly national education policy suggests, especially during the pandemic. Each one of us are trying to engage our learners, and we know that all of us are making use of multiple platforms. So the multiplicity sometimes creates a confusion, where exactly I need to share the resources, where exactly I need to take care of the progress of the learners, because most of the time the teachers have a doubt that whether the students are learning the way they have intended, the way they have designed the instruction, are they learning? So tracking the progress of the learners is one of the major concern those who are handling the online teaching learning. Now, in this regard, we would just start explaining what exactly a learning management system can do. So, a learning management system, when we talk about, we know that in a learning management system, there are three terms. The three terms are learning, management, and systems. Now, for any educator or anyone who is involved in teaching learning, they know what exactly is learning. So learning is not just sharing information. NEP highlights the importance of lifelong learning. Now, when we talk about lifelong learning, how do we motivate our learners? How do we engage our learners? How exactly we achieve our intended learning outcome? So all these processes are involved in learning, motivating the learners, continuing their learning, be passionate about their subject, develop interest, scientific temper. There are different things which are involved when we take the entire gamut of learning. So the learning is the crux of a learning management system. And in management, we have maybe at least three. Let us consider the personal management. The personal management, in the sense, we need, as a teacher, I need to manage my teaching learning flow. The learners need to manage their learning progress, their learning process, and also they would be able to develop a learning plan. How exactly they progress, what kind of resource they access, what kind of assessment or collaborative activity they involve. Also, we have something called resource management. Now, when we read the literature, we know that one of the major complaints about this online education is information overload. For example, a teacher who has created a Google Classroom will keep on adding the resources. Now, the student may have a confusion which resource is most important, from which resource I can get the maximum outcome. So, how exactly we manage the resource? Is it just sharing the resources, or is it just tagging that this is the most important? So all these factors are there. Another one is the classroom management. Most of the time, online education is being connoted as live video streaming, and we know that it's only the part of online education. Now, even in the live video conferencing or live classes, the classroom management is nowhere there. Most of the teachers are complaining that I'm not able to control the attendance. How do they participate? How do they involve in the learning activities? How do they respond to certain questions? Or even some of the teachers may be using the breakout rooms in maybe in any of the video conferencing software. And how do I get the best from these breakout rooms? So the entire classroom management. So put together, we have certain management perspective, and at the end, we talk about the system. So a learning management system is the combination of learning and you manage through a system. Now, most of the time, we know that this learning management system is a software. It's a software which supports various activities like classroom management, communication and interaction, organization and resources, practice and assessment. So these four major dimensions are seen in any of the learning management system. Basically, we can have the class roster, gradebook, group management, peer review assignments, data tracking or learning analytics. So all these are available in most of these learning management systems, which helps a teacher to prepare, plan and implement in a well organized way. And when you come to the classroom communication, as Dr. Angel was mentioning, most of the time we depend on the social network. We just send a message. Now, how do we go for the classroom announcement, private messaging, discussion forums, if there are certain doubts or if there are certain frequently asked questions which need to be addressed? We can have a discussion forum, and those who are using maybe Google Classroom kind of system, you know that where exactly it's possible, where exactly it is available. And we would like to have live chat during the session, during the synchronous mode of interaction. We may have to have the live chat. Video conferencing is must in any of the teaching learning process. That's what all of us believe. Then multimedia comments, system notifications, outgoing RSS feeds. So all these are more or less available in most of the learning management systems. And how do we organize the resources? In Google Classroom experience gives you an idea what kind of materials can be added, what kind of assignments, assessment can be added to a Google Classroom. Now, most of the time we feel that we would like to go beyond that. There are scope of other kind of interactions, other kind of collaborative learning. So here in most of the learning management system, it allows the web page creation, lesson sequencing. We know that those who have experienced the Google Classroom, we keep on adding the resources, then we rearrange the sequence. And outcome alignment, because when we use the online education and we focus on the outcome based education, how do we map the outcome achievement? So most of these learning management system allows us to map the outcome. It allows to file upload, conditional release. When I talk about conditional release, most of you will remember there is a scheduling option in Google Classroom. Why I am mentioning Google Classroom? Majority of us are using Google Classroom. Hence, you can remember when you post an assignment, you can go for a scheduling. So that is what the conditional release, it goes beyond that. Collaborative editing, RSS feed aggregation. And in terms of practice and assessment, most of the time we confine ourselves with Google Forms kind of applications in order to conduct the quizzes. So we can have varieties of assessment like quiz, test, surveys, online assessment, self-check, rubrics. When I talk about rubrics, most of you remember that rubrics allows us to go for more objective-based assessment. So these are all some of the common features in any LMS which we are going to explore. Now, these are some of the examples of LMS available. MindFlash, Skype Prep, ProProfs LMS, iSpring Learn. I'm not reading the entire one, but when you explore different LMS, you'll come to know that how exactly it allows an individual as a teacher to use LMS, whether it allows as an institutional usage, whether it allows the users to use it freely. So there are lots of concerns So some of these LMS are not free to use, they are proprietary. You have to pay either number of students wise or number of course wise, but still we
Hello. So, are we audible to you? Okay, we'll try our level best to connect to him again, ma'am. Angel, ma'am, I would like you to, yes, ma'am, continue with the presentation.
Yeah, he has joined, I guess. Like Dr. Biju, are you audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir, are we audible to you, sir?
Yes, audible.
Yes, sir. Please continue,
so in between, we lost you. So.
Okay. So another common feature is the user friendliness. User-friendly interface, which allows any learner or any teacher to play with. Because we know that any of the technology system or software, like an LMS, need not have a detailed training. Since it is a machine learning, we know that the trial and error would support. So the user-friendly interface. Another is the report and analytics. Once you provide different kind of resources, different kind of activities, how exactly the learners are making use of, how exactly the learners are progressing. So we would like to have different varieties of reports and different kind of analytics in terms of tracing their progress, tracking their involvement. Another feature is the course and catalog management. We can keep on adding courses into the learning management system.
Sir, I'm interrupting you here. Can you please share the PPT?
Yeah, I'm just sharing the PPT. Okay.
Sir, we couldn't see that. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I hope PPT is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So please continue.
So basically the course creation and categorizing the courses into different groups, and we can manage that. Another set of features are content interoperability and integration, because most of these LMS allows us to prepare the content into the international standards like IMS or SCORM. But by default, it converts into that, and we can integrate varieties of resources into a single platform. Rather trying for different platforms, maybe for example, I would like to use applets, so I may use FED platform, I may have to use a video, I may use YouTube. So all these can be integrated into a single platform, and certain LMS provides the support services in terms of bug fixing, in terms of the other management areas. And also, when teachers try to design new courses, the teacher may be providing some certifications, compliance support. See, even for a school teacher, though the teacher is not providing a certificate, but the teacher can decide to provide some badges upon achievement of certain learning tasks. When the learner completes certain learning targets, the teacher can release the badges which would act as a motivation for the learners. And social learning capabilities. Most of the time when you go for a live video conferencing, we complain that we are not able to interact. Participants are not able to interact. We are only able to put the chats. Now, forum kind of applications, forum kind of activities in most of these learning management system allows for collaborative discussion, social learning capabilities. And other features, if you look at, you can use any of the LMS, especially when we talk about Moodle as an LMS, there is a highest scope for gamification. Even now we started learning about gamification of education, how exactly we can bring the components of games into teaching learning. So some of the LMS allows us for gamification, which maybe a Google Classroom kind of thing may not be allowing. Automation of reports, automation of taking tracking, localization. Some of the LMS have the geo tags. where exactly the students are, from where the students are accessing. Even in a server-based LMS, we can check, we can cross-check. For example, when I'm giving an assignment or when I'm giving a test as a quiz, sometimes what happens, the students will be too clever to share the link, and one student may be attending the quiz for the sake of others. I can easily check it whether there is something happen like that. And also the latest LMS features talk about integration of artificial intelligence. Now all these are the different scopes. Now when you talk about the varieties of LMS available, we have cloud-based LMS, for example, Canvas, Moodle, you have Edmodo. So there are varieties of LMS. Maybe if you look at software as a service, SaaS, certain agencies are providing their cloud and they provide the LMS to access. And self-hosted, I can download some of these free and open source software LMS and I can install in my laptop, and my laptop can work as a server, or it can be a simple desktop application, or it can be a mobile application. So there are different types of LMS available. Now what are the benefits? We monitor the progress and performance. How do it differ from maybe a Google Classroom? In a Google Classroom, most of you have experience. Here, there can be proper instructional sequencing, instructional design, wherein the teacher can check in between, are they progressing? And there is an increased access, because most of the LMS, though it is a desktop based or a laptop based, it comes with the mobile apps. So the students can easily access the content which need not be online. The student need not be having an internet access once they log into a particular site. Maybe a particular institute site, they can access the entire content. And personalizing, the students can look into, the teacher can look into the different components, and according to the need of the content, according to the need of the learning design, they can reorganize the different activities and resources, and it's easy to update. Suppose I have, I'm just designing an assignment, and once the assignment I have designed, I can design a time frame, and maybe I might have done a mistake in my time frame. When it has gone to the students feel that, sir, it is not available. So I can easily go back to my course and I can update. Maybe after the due date, the students are complaining, no, we had severe network issues, so we were not able to complete. Even I can go back and edit the date, the time frame. I can edit the rubric. Whatever we are designing in an LMS, at any point of time, we can update in terms of edit or modification. And another benefit is the content dissemination. We can disseminate varieties of content. There are no restrictions. For example, maybe in the coming up sessions, you will come to know, in Moodle, we have an option called file, uploading a file. So this file is having no restriction. You can go for any third-party file. What you have created can be uploaded. So irrespective of the software, irrespective of the platform that you are using, you can create different types of content ranging from text, animation, audio, video, simulation, applet. Any of these can be uploaded. And another is the focused learning. There are certain options called restrict access. See, for example, I am sharing some 3 resources to the students. If you can connect it to your Google Classroom, you are just sharing 3 resources. Now after that, you are adding a quiz. Now how do you make sure the students have already gone through the 3 resources? Do we have any checkpoint? In an LMS, we have a checkpoint. You can put a restriction in setting up of the quiz. Say that this is restricted until and unless you complete the activity given above. So that they are compelled to go through the activity first, then come and attend the quiz. So simple way, there are different ways of making the learning more focused. And another thing is that most of the time we feel that we need to have content authoring tools. We may depend on different tools like EXE Learning, which allows you to create HTML pages, or you may depend on blog. Now, most of these LMS provide inbuilt authoring tools. You need not bother about content authoring. For example, in Moodle, we will come to know there is a page, there is a lesson activity, wherein you can directly key in your entire content into the system, which itself will convert it as a e-content. So we can create our own e-content and upload to the LMS, as well as we can create directly into the software the varieties of e-content. So these are all some of the benefits which allows or which increase the attention or which improves the attraction towards an LMS. Instead of going for the multiple platforms, a single platform as a software allows you to design your course, monitor the progress and performance of the learners, assess the learning progress, and all other details. Now, if you look at what are all the different LMS available, LAMS is one of such interesting software which can be downloaded, but if you download it, it either works in a server, so you may have to download a server application and install, then LAMS will work. Or else, if you don't have a server, LAMS also gives the website or their cloud to access the software. So you can explore this particular page of LAMS Foundation, which provides you varieties like you can try the LMS by creating a free account. You can download the LMS free. There are LAMS tutorials, commercial support, LMS integration, and LAMS community. So this is one of very interesting learning activity management system. It was called earlier. Now they have been called as LAMS Foundation. And another very popular and very interesting is Moodle. Now the coming days you will be exploring and you will be trying the hands-on in Moodle. So Moodle.org gives you all the different kind of resources like documentation. Actually, this documentation makes Moodle a unique one. You can explore each and every point in detail with a supportive video and step-by-step procedure. Anyone can learn Moodle. It gives you the downloads, it gives you demo, tracker, translation, and whatever. Another is Edmodo, is a web platform, new.edmodo.com, gives you a learning management system through their cloud. You can create, you can sign up, or you can log in if you have an account, and then you can create classes. Maybe soon after this presentation, I'll just show you the actual website. So Edmodo also can be used by the teachers as an LMS. Another very interesting is Canvas. Canvas is very popular in some of the countries abroad, but there are few teachers who make use of Canvas in India also. In fact, I have tried for one course. It's almost similar to maybe a Moodle LMS, which allows you to create courses, add participants, and whatever you would like to do as a part of teaching learning. So there are varieties of LMS available. Only thing is that how convenient you are, how conveniently you can access the user interface and design the course. So this is the most important thing if you want to make a decision to use an LMS. Now we will just see some of the LMS pages. See, for example, I have Canvas here. Now the interface gives you an idea what Canvas is. It gives you an account. You can have the account, you can have profile, files, settings, e-portfolios. E-portfolios are getting leveraged because most of us know that we would like to go for the portfolio system in order to access and manage or monitor the learning progress, which is well informed to the students. So you can have an e-portfolio system, shared content. Then in the dashboard, it gives you what are the courses you have created. Then you can have the courses. I have already created a course which is a published one, and one you can see as an unpublished one. It allows you to go for a calendar. You have an inbox. You have history. So there are varieties. So let me just click on to the course. See, for example, if I click on workshop, I have a course created here. Now you can see this Canvas platform actually follows CC by SA license, Creative Commons license, wherein the left side you can see home, announcement, outcomes. I was just mentioning how do we map the outcome in a course. So we can upload the outcomes, whatever we have designed. You can have the attendance. Once you enroll the students, you can access the attendance of the students, and it can be taken as a report. So here you will have the entire students who are enrolled for this course, and the students can access the modules. The modules 1, module 2, module 3. So the teachers can keep on adding resources to each module. So when I talk module, basically it can be unit wise or subunit wise. So you can keep on adding resources as well as activities. It allows you to create pages. You can create different pages. You can upload files. You can provide assignments. Everything is there in a single system. You can have discussions. You can create a discussion forum, pin the discussions and closed. So once the discussion is over, like how do I use a discussion forum? One, in order to develop a discussion. Second, it can be a Q&A session, or it can be a frequently asked questions. In varieties of ways, the discussion forums can be used. And you have quizzes. You can create quizzes here, and you can manage the people. Then you can have the grades. So everything is available in a single platform. Now the syllabus, you can see the rubric. You can create a rubric online, or you can upload a rubric, whatever you have created. And another thing, most of the time the teachers, what they ask, so, I can use an LMS, but will it allow me to go for a live video conferencing? So Canvas gives you Big Blue button, again an open source software which can be used for the video conferencing. Collaborations are there. You can collaborate with either using Google Docs, or later you can add different collaborative platforms. Then it gives you analytics. It gives you the analytics of how exactly the students are progressing. Are they accessing the content? You can see here course grade wise, weekly online activity, then student wise, which student was working more, which student has never attended, then you can go for the reports. So whatever features I was explaining, most of the features are available in canvas.instructure.com. You can create an account and you can create a course, and you need not bother about a particular server. And similarly, you can see Edmodo. So I have already created an account in Edmodo. Now it may not be visible for you, right? So it gives me an account, and I can create classes, or I can join an existing class. So if I click create a class, I can just give a name, ICT. Now I would say ICT for teachers. I can select a grade. So I would say higher education. I would select a subject. Maybe I would say professional development. Now I'm just creating. I'll create. So now the new class has been created. Now I can add students, I can explore the class. So if you want to add the students, you can either use the CSV file or you can have the mail details of the students and you can keep on adding the students. You can come back or you can share the code. Like in Google Classroom, you will get a code. So here also I get a code, I can share to students, I can make the students to join. So I would request you to explore this Edmodo and also Moodle. So since we are going to handle Moodle in the coming up days, I'm not explaining what exactly we can do. Maybe tomorrow we will see how exactly I can create an account in Moodle Cloud. How will I use, what are the interface, all these details will be explained and demonstrated. So with that, I hope I can stop the presentation right now. And
Dr. Biju, thanks for giving the brief introduction to the learning management system. Before we close, there is a lot of questions because of which actually it was such a fast, quick comments in the comment box where YouTube has really stopped the comment box, closed the comment box because it was extremely faster. I really appreciate all the participants for being active in the comment box. But one small request is, as you are aware, there are certain limitations in the platforms because of this very high speed comments coming in the comment box is also blocked by YouTube. So I request all of you not to say good evening in the comment box here onwards, because we are going to have, let us use the comment box only when you have queries, so that it helps us to address your queries without missing any of your questions as well. Okay, so but there are few questions which came up initially when you started the presentation. So I would like to at least take up two questions with the time permit. So a very quick question. So maybe
yes, ma'am, we have enough time, ma'am. You can ask the questions, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So one of the question was, you were in between talking about this Google Classroom, because most of them have been very much aware of this Google Classroom. So there is a question whether, because you didn't talk about Google Classroom as an example of an LMS, maybe that's why the question has come from them. They were asking whether Google Classroom is also an example of an LMS. So this is one of the questions. So
well, I would say when once you explore an LMS, a full-fledged LMS, you will feel that Google Classroom is not an LMS as such. But some component of the LMS is being provided by Google. See, for example, we can create a class, we can enroll the students, we can share the resources, we can assign certain tasks. There are limitations. And not only that, tracking their progress, tracking their involvement is not there in Google Classroom, which is available in a server-based or cloud-based LMS. That is the major difference. How will I come to know which student have accessed which resource, which activity? Activity may be in terms of assignment, I know once they hand in. Otherwise, I may not be knowing whether they have seen it or not. So that is the major difference. Hence, though once you browse, you will get Google Classroom as an example for LMS. I would say that, I won't say it is not an LMS, but I would say once you explore an LMS, you yourself will decide whether why Google is not a complete LMS.
Thank you. And this is also giving a thought like which we all of us has to be very clear about. Many times we get lost with the terms which are being used. Okay, so many times we think that like anything which claims to be an LMS is a learning management system. But there are various features in each and every learning management system that which we can use it, right? So some LMS has multiple features that will really give you a complete environment for learning management system. Some LMS, so-called LMS, will have only few features. So it is all about a teacher what you wanted to start. Maybe to start with, like Edmodo is a very simple tool which you start with. Maybe you start with, but it may not really suffice all the requirements. So when you are not fulfilled with the requirements, you move on to the next one. So one of the very commonly used platform or learning management system which has most of the learning features is what is Moodle. So we are just going to get into coming days. We are going to learn about Moodle in detail as a learning management system where as an individual teacher you can also use it. Dr. Biju, there was one question stating that you are talking about server and all that, whether I am an individual teacher sitting in a school where there is a very less facility, can I also really use learning management system? Will participating in the coming days in this training be useful? So this is a very common question. So
yeah, I would say yes, of course. You need not, because as I was mentioning, software as a service, there are certain agencies who are providing their cloud server to make use of the LMS. For example, even you can see there is a Genomio Moodle. The Genomio people, they are using the Moodle architect, the Moodle software as such, and they are providing the service as a software. And we have seated.com. Once you explore, you can create your own Moodle site. You need not bother about a server. So as an individual teacher, we can explore whatever is available right now. And once all the teachers are finding it's very easy to use and very interesting to use, slowly there would be the institution trying to have a server, or they can rent a server space. All these are possible.
There is also a little bit of fear in some people who are the initial learners having a message. Some of them have commented, few terms are looking very technical. Will I be able to pick up in the coming days? So on behalf of the presenter, I ensure and I can give you the confidence. Come with confidence for the sessions. Even though you may be a first time technology learner, don't bother about it, because this will be a simple session. And today, because it's an introduction session, he has given everything, but tomorrow onwards we will be starting from the very basics for a teacher to start and how to use learning management system at your own individual level. But we also will give you input on how you can take it up to the level to institutionalize it, so that this whole training will give you a flavor of personally using it and also surely bringing it as a learning management system for the whole school or the whole organization. So Ms. Renu,
Yes,
do we have time or we are?
No, ma'am, actually we are running very short of time right now.
Okay. So I think please keep continuing, and over to Renu now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Angel ma'am, and thank you so much, Dr. Biju sir, for your detailed information on learning management system, policy perspective, concept, need and scope. Thank you so very much for being with us. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And dear learners, it's time for me to wrap up this session. But for registration and certification, you can visit our website, that is ciet.nic.in/lms.php. And it's time for me to wrap up this session, but we will be back with Sahyog session. Stay with us on PM eVidya channel and on our NCRT official YouTube channel. Namaskar.